What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh, and I am just your average Joe day trader. Hey, guys, it's Saturday night, July 26th, and I wanted to share with you a little bit about the market and what it looked like Friday night closing, but not really exciting. Nothing really exciting happened on Friday. Friday actually was kind of a flat day. Still some opportunities to make some money in the best day trade stocks that I have listed for you guys, but a lot of the stocks in the best day trade list ran down. There were a few that ran and ran really well, great opportunities to make some money, but overall it was kind of a down market day, which is really weird because the S&P 500 was up again and it had its fluctuations, but at the end of the day, overall, it did finish very nicely. What I want to talk to you about in this video this weekend, as we prepare for Monday morning's open, is I want to talk to you a little bit about earnings. Now, you guys know that I have a video out there that I share with you my entire strategy about how I play earnings. And this is a huge earnings week, guys. We have some huge, big name stocks coming up to play earnings. And so I wanted to kind of walk through those with you a little bit, share a little bit about the last earnings result for them to give you an idea of that volatility and to know whether these potentially are a good play or not. Now, here's the list right here, and I'm just going to cover myself up completely. So you'll hear me talking behind it. But this is next week's earnings, the most notable earning companies. And if you want to take a picture of it or screenshot it, pause it, you can write down the names that you're most interested in. I'm going to go through the names that I'm going to be playing, and I'm going to go through those with you in the charts right now so that we have a couple minutes to do that. So let's get into the charts. I want to share with you a little bit more. First, let's kind of look from last week, the S&P 500. What did it do? So new all-time high, guys. Look at this, 637.58. Now, I want to sort of just tell you very quickly, with the S&P 500 at a new all-time high, continues to break these new all-time highs. At some point, and September is usually a pullback month. Be careful and be cautious because chances are a lot of the stocks that we normally like to be in and we have a lot of comfort in may pull back in that S&P 500. 33% of the companies reporting earnings this week, 33% are the S&P 500 stocks. So just be aware of that. And if they have bad earnings results, it's going to pull the S&P 500 back a little bit to retest, but that's okay, guys. Remember, buy the dip and sell the high. So keep in mind as we go through these that's what's potentially could be happening with the S&P 500. All right, so let's switch over here to my custom screens. We'll go to Average Joe Day Trader, and we're just going to kind of go through each one of them that I'm looking at just to give you an idea of those stocks and what to look for. First and foremost is Waste Management. Now, Waste Management is one that I really like. They usually do pretty good in earnings. Let's go to the daily chart. We're going to find that earnings. Okay, so earnings is coming up right here, 728. And it is a Monday morning earnings. So it's going to happen before the market opens Monday morning. But if we go here, okay, on the last earnings, and let's see what we have here. That is April 28th. And then we're going to go back to 30 minutes and let's run to April 28th and kind of look at that. Okay, so here is April 28th. It was on a closing bell. So here is their earnings. And I want to share this with you guys so you completely understand what happens here. Okay, so earnings were reported around 4:30 when the market closed at 4 o'clock. Around 4:30, earnings are announced, and earnings ran it down, and it continued through the night down. It sort of recovered a little bit through that pre-market, post-market, had a hard drop back down even lower in the morning to a low of 219.65, and then look what it did, guys. Okay, it ran up to a new high, not new high, but a high for the day, back to 227.43. When the earnings were announced, it was at a high of 228.29 all the way to 219.65. Had a chance to make basically about $8 per share right there in their last earnings. So keep that in mind for earnings on Waste Management. Next one I'm going to be looking at, guys, is going to be Tuesday morning. Oh, Tuesday morning, baby. You guys ready for this? Tuesday morning. One of my favorites. You've heard me talk about it. I'm getting ready to do a video after earnings on this one. But Tuesday morning, SoFi. SoFi sitting at about $21. and 23 cents right now, 21.24. That's where the market closed. And it's going to be a AM, so basically Tuesday morning, an AM result. And let's go to the day. Let's see what the last results. They've actually had very good. Oh my gosh, look at my charting is still there, basically for me convincing me of this upflow, and it hasn't failed, man. It still keeps going. Look at this thing. Oh baby, I love it. Um, yeah, still on an uptrend. But let's see where earnings are prior. They're right here. May 6th was their earnings. So let's go to May 6th on the 30-minute. All right, so here is May 6th. And you can see that it had earnings after closing. And there it is right there, guys. Look at that. Look at that beautiful candle. Had, its ups and downs through the day. People were buying in because of earnings coming. It did drop back down before closing, and then boom, look at this candle, guys. It opened up at 12.57, ran all the way to 12.95, and then it continued down. Of course, this is in the post market because it was at closing. And then look, the next morning, because people knew, oh my gosh, May 7th, they knew that it was at pretty much a low, and they bought in rocket ship. Next day, 12.62 opening all the way to 13.23. High of 13.28. High of 13.28. Very nice. Nice results. Looking forward to SoFi. I hope it pumps for me. Might have to sell out of all my positions on it, long term, short term, and wait for it to drop back down and buy back in, because that's one I absolutely am holding for the long term. All right, let's go back to the daily. PayPal. Everybody loves PayPal. Everybody uses PayPal. All right, here we go. Let's go over here. So we got earnings coming here. We got earnings here on April 29th. So let's go to the 30-minute. Holy smokes. Look at this, guys. April 29th. Boom, my goodness. Okay, so here's a great example of that, and you got to be ready as a sniper on this one, okay? But it basically in the early morning, okay, and for PayPal, it is Tuesday morning, so it could be very similar to this. But in that pre-market, they were sitting at $68, $66.02 in the opening of this candle. And then earnings are reported, and it launched to a high of 68.83, dropped to 62.26, and it could have been the reverse, guys. It could have dropped first and fought its way all the way up and back. So you don't know in this 30-minute candle. Let's see if we can see it in the 15-minute candle. There it is. Boom. All right. So you can see here, look what it did. Okay. So here's a great example. You could have got it on this candle all the way to 68.83 if you were fast enough, because that is a 15-minute candle within the 50 minutes, and it was up. You could have sniped it at top, sold out of it, bought it, sniped it up top, sold out. It dropped all the way down, and look what it did when it hit 62.08, another opportunity to buy back in, and it went all the way back, basically almost to that high, 67.42, and then it stayed there. And that's what you want to see in earnings, guys. That's why I play earnings. Okay, look, steady, steady flow, PayPal, horizontal all day long, all night long, all morning, and then boom, earnings, hard drop, sold off because people bought in, sold off, came back up. Nice one. That is a great example. Let's go to the next one, which is actually Boeing. Okay, let's take a look at Boeing. So let's see if we can expand April 23rd. Let's go to the 15-minute. Man, I wish there was a way, and maybe I don't know if there is a way on here, and somebody can send me a comment down below. Wish it would be nice if you could search by date, but I don't know a way to do that. April 24th, April 23rd. So here's April 23rd. Let's check the night before. Okay, after, perfect. So this is earnings right here for them. And you can see that it was basically at it's not the best, not a lot, and it's expensive. So probably wouldn't be something I'm going to watch it, but probably something I wouldn't get into. Figure 172.98 ran all the way to 176.58. So you had basically a $4 opportunity, and then it came down and it went all the way up here to a high of 176.05. So, not a bad opportunity, but I'll watch it and see. I'm going to kind of monitor to see this uptrend. This is actually nice right here. Could have made your money in the pre-market right there on it, and then let it ride and still made money. But again, Not one that's super exciting. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, UPS. UPS usually has a nice United Parcel. They usually have a nice result. So, and they did really good on Friday. Let's go to the daily. Let's see where their earnings are. So right here, April 29th. Let's go to the 15-minute and let's work our way April 29th. Do, 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 do. I know you guys are having so much fun with me. Hey, at least we're getting some cool hangout time, right? Okay, April 23rd. April 29th is right here. Oh yeah, look at this, guys. Ooh, baby, this is the one. You got to kind of be awake for this, though. This is pre-market, and you can see here that the bottom of this candle is $96.26 is when it closed. And then look at this, up to $100.71. So you're talking basically almost a $4 from a 95.55 open to 171, $4 or $5 opportunity in earnings. You got to be really quick on these guys. I'm not going to lie. You got to be super careful. Do your homework and your research on them. Very volatile, move very quick. You got to be ready to go. You can't be asleep at the wheel. You have to watch as soon as you see earnings reported and jump in and jump out. But it's possible, and you can make a lot of money doing it if you handle it the right way. So the next one we're going to be watching is also Tuesday morning, Spotify. Okay, let's go to Spotify, and let's go here. And you see Spotify had a nice run up in the morning on Friday. So if we go to the daily, earnings was on April 29th, another April 29th. So they all seem to be running together. Let's go to the 15-minute. Let's try to make this as tight as we can. April 30th. There it is. Boom. Look at that. Oof. Yikes. Now here's the thing. This is a gamble, right? In the pre-market, look at this hard drop, man. This candle, it was basically sitting at $608.76, dropped all the way down to $540.15. Guys, that is insane. From 606 to 540, that's like $46. And look what it did. I don't know, man. I'm telling you guys, this is a really tough one. It's a lot of money, but wow, it had a nice return after the drop, a nice return. So again, it doesn't always listen. I'm holding Chipotle right now. It's at like 56 bucks. No, it's at like 50, yeah, 55, 56 bucks. I'm waiting for it to go back up to 58 bucks from its earning report last week. And that's okay because it'll get back up there. But I am bag holding Chipotle right now from my earnings play. It happens sometimes, right? All right, next one we're looking at is in the PM, and that is, oh baby, one of my favorites, Starbucks. Starbucks Corporation. So let's see. Earnings on Starbucks, the last earnings report. All right. Yep, 729. The last earnings was on also April 29th. So let's go to the 15-minute and let's pull it across. Hope I don't mess up any of my support resistance lines. I don't like to lock them in place because I move them around as I'm trading. Here we go. I'm going to assume that's April 20th. And it is. Look what Starbucks did, guys. Ooh, wow. This was probably one you wouldn't catch the up. This was one that had been super bang powerful and a hard drop. And did it recover? No. It did the next day, sort of. It went back to $80.24. It was at, what did it go to here? A high of 85.79. So it never even kind of recovered all the way. 82 the next day, 84. Yeah, it took a few days and then a hard drop again. So I don't know. The Starbucks may not be one that I like. I'm probably not going to play it. And we're doing this homework together right now, right? Then we have, a lot of you guys like this one. A lot of you guys like this one. Cake. A lot of people like cake. Cheesecake Factory. They're sitting right now at about 66 bucks. So let's find when earnings was last time, last quarter. And we see it here. Oh man, this is going to probably be pretty nice. And look at the uptrend. Although right now they're in a bit of a, look at this uptrend right now, man. Dang, cheesecake. I know a lot of people that I trade with have been talking a lot about cheesecake. I've been ignoring them because I'm like, I'm not getting into cheesecake. The only cheesecake I want to get into is a piece of their cheesecake. But this is earnings, April 30th. Let's go to the 15 minutes, see if we can find it. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people are buying in. I wonder if it's ahead of earnings. And I'm talking to you guys like you're right here with me. And you are right here with me. We're doing this together. All right. April 29th, that's April 11th. I wonder if that is earnings. April 22nd, there's earnings. Boom. It's not even hard to miss it. Okay. Dang, look how long, look at this. Market closed at 4 o'clock. They announced earnings at like 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, dang, is when earnings hit. So think about this. Low right here. A lot of people wouldn't even be able to trade it. Man, crazy. But it did have a nice run up. And if you're able to trade it, 52.71 and a hard drop back down all the way to a low, 47.76. Yeah. Cheesecake, I don't know, guys. We'll see. People that are holding it right now, we'll see what happens with them. Oh my gosh, look at the volatility of Cheesecake. Don't love it. That's why I don't like Cheesecake Factory stock. But I do like Cheesecake Factory. We do go there a lot. All right, let's move on from Cheesecake Factory. What else we got going on here? We got in the morning, Wednesday, Generac. Boom, Generac Holdings, GRNC. Let's see, man, it's had some nice runs. Look at this weird volatility in the middle of the night. All right, it's been on a very nice uptrend though. I've heard Generac's doing very well. $159 high on Friday after close. Not a 24-hour stock, so nice. But let's go and see where the earnings are in the daily. Man, the stock's actually running pretty nice, guys. Generac for a long-term hold. April 30th. Okay, let's go to the 15-minute. Let's find April 30th. Oh, is that it? Man, look at that. That had been some news. Nope, that's April 29th. That's it. Wow, guys, look at this. Oh my goodness, I may be playing Generac. And now it could completely go the opposite direction. And you have to also go and do some research in their earnings per share and understand how much money they got, cash flow. There's some things you got to look at before you just buy a stock playing earnings. You got to do your homework, got to do your research. I know that Generac's doing well. It's not something I day trade, but overall. So look at this, guys. It opened up at 114 and it went to a high of 126. $12. $12 per share. Okay. Buy 50 shares of this, see what happens. Nice. But it drops right back down. So the nice thing is it dropped back down and it didn't go lower really, a little bit. And then in the morning it opened up. But look at this next day in the post or overnight hours. Wow. Nice, nice, nice. Generac. Me and Generac may become friends. Or we may end up in bed together for a long time. We'll see what happens. Next one we're going to be looking at is Humana. All right. Oh, interesting. Got some stuff going on with Humana here. Nice run up on Friday. Sitting pretty heavy. I wonder if it's people buying in for earnings. We'll see. What's the daily look like? Wow. It's on a nice uptrend. It's kind of not a very nice down. It's been a downtrend for days. But earnings, let's see. Ooh, this is going to be one you got to play too. April 30th. Let's go to the 15-minute. That is 429. Dang. Negative Ghost Rider. Negative Ghost Rider. All right. Look at that. That's ugly. That's ugly. But here's the opposite end. If you watched it and you bought it at the bottom, this went all the way back to $263 from $249. That is nice. That's a nice result right there, guys. And it looks like you had two opportunities to do it in the 15 minutes. So 15, 15, 15. Nice, guys. This actually could be a really nice play. All right. Doesn't always have to be upside, guys. Remember, you catch it on the bottom side. Okay, and Etsy is another one that is going to be doing its earnings next week. So not a very good day for Etsy on Friday. Let's go to the daily, and earnings was on April 30th. Let's go to the 15-minute and let's find it. All right, May 9th. Oh yeah, that's it right there. We don't even have to go any further. That is pre-market, opened up at 44.55, high of 51.06. Next candle opened up at 50.70 and went to a high of 50.76. Okay, a little bit lower, and then it went horizontal. This was your opportunity right here in these two candles to buy in bottom, get out at the top. And it ran down the rest of the day. If you're stuck bag holding it, it went all the way to $41. Yikes. Then it recovered kind of back. Look at all these poor abandoned babies everywhere. 44.50. All right. Yeah. And then 45. We're kind of recovered. Not bad. Okay. Etsy. Not bad, Etsy. Not bad. Next one we're looking at is Oh Baby. One of my favorites. Good old Harley Davidson. The hog, baby. The hog. Look at this. A little bit of a nice uptrend at the end of the week here. We have earnings here on May 1st. Let's go to the 15-minute and find May 1st. Okay, here's May 1st. There it is right there. 7 a.m. Sorry. In the pre-market. Look at this, guys. Opened up 23.74, only went to 23.81. Nope, not even worth my time. Not worth your time either. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha, Harley. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. All right, let's move on. No Harley Davidson for us. Oh, okay. Now we're looking at nighttime. Big names, guys. Meta. Let's see what Meta did. And Meta actually has been doing pretty well. Um, let's go. Let's go to the thing here. Meta's been doing pretty well. They had a nice run up, very expensive, hard run down. I don't know what's going on with that, but let's go to the daily and earnings on April 30th. Let's go to the 15-minute. And let's go to April 30th. June, May, April 20. There it is right there. Not bad. Really nice result, guys. It was sitting at about 540.51. Ran all the way up to 582.44. Man, if you got the bank in the account, this is nice. And I assume Meta is going to do the same thing. Not financial advice, but I assume Meta is going to run up nice in earnings. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but that's a nice one. Next one we're looking at, another big name, Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft, and if I could spell it. Okay, Microsoft. Let's see what it did on Friday. Not a bad run up, sitting at a high of 518. Kind of came back down before the close, horizontal right now, sitting at around 514. Let's look for the earnings. Let's go to the daily. Here is earnings right here, April 30th. Let's go to the 15-minute. There it is. Woo, doggy. Woo, doggy. Look at this. April 30th. That's a banger. That's a banger, guys. Microsoft pretty much mirrored Meta. Pretty much mirrored Meta. Opened up 389, high of 430. Nice one, guys. All right, next one we're looking at. Oh, guys, you're going to like this one. Robinhood. Who's not trading Robinhood right now? 106.39. Closed on Friday. Okay, let's go to the daily. Let's find earnings. May 1st. Let's go to the 15-minute. Boom. Oh, yikes. May 1st. Ran through the post market and boom. Oh, nasty drop. Nasty, nasty. Horrible run down the pre-market. But you could have bought in here at the bottom of this at about 48 bucks. No, that's the high. 46 bucks and worked its way back up here to 48.16, roughly 49 bucks. Not bad. Not bad. We'll see. Robinhood. Come on, Robinhood. Don't disappoint. A lot of people depending on you. My favorite, APLD. I'm going to be probably selling everything I have in APLD when they announce earnings, if they rock it, because they're going to come back down. But let's see. Okay. Really tough day on Friday. I did not, first time in months I did not trade APLD. It didn't look good at all day long. The setup was terrible. It stayed flat. $10.74 roughly right now. Not fun. Not fun at all. Yeah, it's at 1085 in the post market. But let's see on the daily, where was earnings? Earnings was right here, April 14th. Go to the 15-minute. Here's their earnings result right here. Applied Digital reports third quarter. And like I told you guys, hard drop. It's probably gonna drop again. Just saying. And it does take some time to recover. Okay, it was at, gosh, guys, it was at $4. Yikes, high of $5.46. It was at a high of 5.49, dropped all the way down to 4.55. It did recover the next day though. People bought back in, but it only went to 4.89. 4.98 was the high, and then it dropped back down. So, oh no, guys. And then look in the threes. I remember this, man. I was kind of devastated. I'm not gonna lie. All right, next one on the list. Big name, big name. Okay, we're gonna go to Thursday morning. CVS. CVS, guys. CVS Health. CVS Health. They have sometimes some nice earnings results. So let's go to the daily. Here's earnings right here, May 1st. Guys, remember that for me, May 1st, okay? I get lost when I have to do this. So May 1st, that may be it. May 1st, there it is, guys. Here's earnings. Look what CVS did, $66.29 in the pre-market. Rode up a little bit. Earnings reported, opened at 68, went to all the way 71.89, went to as high of 72.76. Guys, that's about $4. Almost $4.50 per share. Pretty good. If you can get into it, let it ride, see the candles, turn, and get out. Not bad, not bad. CVS is a nice one. All right, next one on the list is Friday morning. Nope. Oh my gosh, I gotta, guys, I almost passed over probably some of the best. Thursday night this week. Are you ready? Apple. Okay, Apple. Let's see here. Let's go to here on the daily. This is the 15-minute Apple. I'm sitting in Apple. It's right now sitting at $213.95. Let's go to the daily. This is a long video. Sorry, guys. And let's see here. May 1st, 15-minute for a minute. All right, May 1st. This is May 1st. That's it. There it is, guys. Apple, hard drop. High of 214.27 all the way to 203. Yikes. Okay, guys, those are the big ones I'm going to be looking at. If you love playing earnings, jump in, take a look at the list, pick the ones you like, do some charting, go back in time like I did, see how their last results were, look at their financials, make some decisions on it. But that is it. Guys, I hope you have a good weekend. Looking forward to Sunday night, 8 p.m. to see what the market does. I'll probably do a video in the early, either it's Sunday night or first thing early Monday morning, so we can understand what the market's going to do based on S&P 500. But a good week ahead of us, I believe, a good week ahead of us. All right, guys, Josh out.